Good evening, everybody. Glad to be back after another fairly profitable week. Nice to get back on track here with UFC picks. And this week we have UFC Fight Night, Tara versus Park. Park is filling in on a short notice for this main event here. Um, it looks to be a fairly decent card in the Apex. So just keep in mind it is the smaller cage, and this week's theme is basically going to be takedowns. Almost every single fight has a projected takedown or two. I believe 14 out of 24 fighters average at least two takedowns per 15 minutes, or excuse me, per fight. Um, so let's jump right into this card here. And the first fight of the night, we've got a female fight. Now this may not be the order. It may actually, the first fight of the night might actually be Bashi versus Giannis, but I'm gonna pull up Rodriguez versus Souza first, and Souza is approximately a plus 180 dog right now. I don't think that line is where it should be. I think this is more of a 50-50 fight. And I think on the feet it's fairly close. And Souza possibly has actually more power than Rodriguez does. This fight is projected to go all 3 rounds, with the over being minus 375. And I think the difference, the key to this fight here is whether or not Rodriguez gets any takedowns. If she gets takedowns, then I would lean towards her securing the win. But if Souza stuffs her takedowns, then Souza is definitely live to get the victory here. So my pick is going to be Souza at plus money. It's a no bet for me. I don't mind using the over as a parlay piece, and I don't mind using Souza plus 3.5 on the point system either. So on to our next fight. We've got Estevan versus Bunez. I don't think this is going to be very close unless Bunez gets something lucky early in the first round, because I see Estevan taking this fight to the mat immediately, like within the first minute. I've looked for his takedown props. I can't find them anywhere yet. I'm expecting they're going to come out late tonight or tomorrow. I'm depending on what they come out at. If they come out at a over 2.5, then I might put a sprinkle on a ladder. I like him to get anywhere from 2 to 6 takedowns, and I do like him to win this fight by decision at a plus 105. I have a bonus pick at the end that I'll pull up that has him in it, because I originally did not have him on my list of singles. I'm just trying to go a little more conservative with my singles, trying to pull back on how many of them that I do, just to become a little more mindful of how much money I have out there. The next one is going to be Bashi versus Giannis. I think this is a setup fight for Bashi. I don't mind using him as a parlay piece, but his money line is just getting out of hand. It's like minus 700 now, so I'd probably stay away from that. I think it's gonna be set up, and I think this is another fight where he gets a takedown early, and it might only take one with him. I don't think it's going to take multiple takedowns with him. I think he finds a finish with his first takedown. And I think that finish is going to be a submission. And I've got a bonus play on him at the end of the video also. So please stay tuned for that. The one thing I would like to touch base on is, please, if you're watching this video, please hit the like. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. Last week we had 53 views, which I know it's not a lot, but it's the most I've had in a few months. And trying to get those views up a little bit, and hitting the like button will definitely help that. So if you could spend a couple of seconds and do that for me, that'd be greatly appreciated. And on to the next fight, Klein versus Pavlovlev. This is striker versus, Klein should grapple if he's smart. That's why I'm leaning his way, being in the smaller cage, I should say. I like for him to get a takedown, and I would actually lean for him to win by submission. But at plus money, there's really no need to take the sub prop. I do lean Klein, but it's a no bet for me. But I do like this fight to end inside the distance either way. And then we've got our next one is going to be Vieira versus Gore. Now, Gore is a tough little bastard. He's pretty powerful. So if Gore keeps it standing, he is live. I just don't see that happening. I think Vieira, once again, another one where I see him taking it to the mat early and often. And another one where I lean Vieira by submission. It's a no bet for me, but I do like him on the money line quite a bit. But once again, like I said, I mean, a lot of these are going to be no bets for me. They're just my picks for the fight. On this next one, I do have a pick in this one. I got Nakamura versus Fletcher. They all both can grapple, but Nakamura is way better grappler. My only question mark with Nakamura is his fight IQ. He's had a couple fights where he's made a couple low-level fight IQ decisions, and that's my only question mark with him. I do like him to win this fight. I like this fight to go over. I like it to go all 3 rounds. If you want to take Nakamura by decision, I don't hate that. But my pick in this fight is actually going to be fight to end by unanimous decision, minus 110. That just means either fighter can win, but it has to be by unanimous decision. And I'm kind of expecting Nakamura to beat him 30-27. So that's what I'm going with. And then we've got next one is Silva versus Vallejos. This is one of 2 fights that more than likely will stay standing, but Silva's only chance in this fight is to grapple. And he can grapple. I just don't know if he's going to be able to. Vallejos is unproven on his takedown defense. We really haven't seen it yet, but I do think it comes through here. And I like Vallejos to get the win. He's going to be a high volume striker with some power. He's a young prospect to watch out for. I'm just not sure if he's going to get the knockout or not. Silva's never been finished, so I'm going to stay away from his knockout prop. I know a lot of people are on it, and I don't hate it if you're on it, but I'm gonna use him in a parlay piece by KO/decision to bring the juice down, and I will also pull that up at the end and let you know what I'm pairing it with. But I do like Vallejos to get the win, and he's a high confident money line parlay piece. Next, we got Neil Magny versus Zaleski Dos Santos, and I think Magny's a live dog. I think his experience, his cardio, his 7-inch reach advantage, Plus, Magny is more likely to wrestle anyways than Zaleski is. So I don't hate taking a stab at a plus 170 on Magny at all. I do like this fight to go to distance. If you want a little bonus pick, either fight to go to distance at minus 150 or fight to end in unanimous decision at a plus 110, or a couple decent looks actually. And then we've got next fight, Rosa versus Cornell. And this is another fight that's 50-50 in my opinion, but Cornell's like a plus 170 underdog. I think on the feet, it's going to be fairly even. Rosa might be a little bit better of a striker. I think the key is going to be, does Cornell get her takedowns? And I mean, it's kind of the same thing with the first female fight. If Cornell gets her takedowns, she's a live dog. This fight is projected to go all 3 rounds. It's a minus 500 to go the distance, so they're expecting it to go all 3 rounds. And I lean Cornell just because of the plus money. And then we've got this one here. I think this is the fight of the night candidate. Brenner versus Ribovics. They are both. This is one of the first fights of the night where there's probably absolutely no attempts at a takedown. I don't see any takedowns in this one. I see this being a high volume striking affair. They both average somewhere around 7 significant strikes per minute. Brenner will walk through fire. He's tough as nails. Ribovics is tough also. And I really like, I do like Ribovics to get the win here, but my play is actually going to be Ribovics significant strikes over 89.5 at a minus 115. I have not played this yet. I'm waiting for it to come out on one other book, Bet Rivers, and I'm hoping it comes out on there a couple lower. They usually are 2 to 3 lower than DraftKings. This 89.5 is on DraftKings. 90 plus on FanDuel is like a minus 135. So hopefully it comes out tonight. But if not, then I'll make the wager first thing in the morning. Either way, on either book. I don't care which book I do it on, to be honest. So that's going to be my pick. Over 89.5 significant strikes for Ribovics is a best bet for me. And then we've got, I spelt this one wrong, by the way. That's supposed to be an E after the R. Rebecca versus Chris Duncan. Both of these guys can actually grapple. And I just got to flip this around so I can see some notes if I forget anything. They both can grapple. I think Rebecca's going to be a little bit better on the feet, though, and I like Rebecca to get the win here. I do like this fight. Over 1.5 as a parlay piece isn't a bad look. I don't mind that at all. I did not play it personally, but I don't mind it at all. I don't have an official pick on this one, but I do lean Rebecca to get the win. I think even if it goes to the mat, I think he's going to be a little bit better on the mat than Chris Duncan is. And he's going to be a little bit more of a higher volume striker than Duncan is also. And then our last fight of the night, we got Taira versus Park. I know a lot of people are on a lot of people are on Taira to get a submission. I'm actually leaning towards decision. but Park will probably be a little bit better on the feet, but Taira has improved drastically on the feet at striking, and his grappling is next level. He's going to be so much better. So I can definitely see where people are thinking that he's going to get some submission. I'm just leaning that if he does, it's going to be late in the fight. So my official pick is fight to start round 4 at a minus 115. I played this a couple days ago. Maybe if you wait it out, maybe you get plus money or even money on it. I really like that a lot. I don't mind the over 2.5 either. If you want to play that instead, that's a minus 145 right now on DraftKings. So those are those picks. Here are 2 bonus picks that I cooked up just before I started the podcast. And that is Esteban over 2.5 rounds and money line minus 110, and then Bashi to win by submission and under 2.5 rounds. That's a plus 125. And I totally screwed up. I totally forgot to save my stuff to the so that I could pull it up. That's shit. Sorry, that's last week's. Oh my gosh, I did it again. Gosh, this is horrible. I'm gonna try and pull it up real quick if I can. I don't think I'm gonna be able to, but I'm gonna try to. So hopefully this works out. I'm really sorry about this, guys. And then I got one more that I got to pull up too. Hopefully it works out here. This is not good to be able to have to do this on the fly. So here's what I got. It actually worked. So here are my 3 singles. Nakamura Fletcher fight to end by unanimous decision minus 110. Taira versus Park fight to start round 4 at a minus 115. And then Esteban Rivovic's significant strikes over 89.5 minus 115. Those are my 3 singles. And then I've got a couple parlays that I'm playing here. I'm blowing this up to the full screen so I can see it better. I've got Nakamura and Fletcher over 1.5 rounds. Taira and Park over 1.5 rounds. And Magny and Dos Santos over 1.5 rounds plus 106. Now, if you're more comfortable, say, doing the first female fight, Rodriguez versus Souza, over 2.5 rounds, I don't hate that either. Or if you want to get greedy and add it to it and make it a plus 140 to a plus 150, I don't hate that either. Just trying to keep them a little bit simple. And then my second parlay that I played on FanDuel is Vallejos double method KO/decision, Taira double method sub/decision minus 104. I did this yesterday at a plus 104. It's now a minus 104. I checked it before I got on just to see what it would be. And then FanDuel has a 30% boost for today that you can use on anything. This is what I used it on. Brenner, 20 plus significant strikes. Ribovic's, 50 plus significant strikes. Rebecki, 20 plus significant strikes. Then I took Taira to have the most significant strikes in his fight. Plus 160, boosted to a plus 208. I did Taira this way because then I could hedge it. He's like a minus 280 to have the most significant strikes, and you can actually take Park at a plus 200 on the other side. And if it comes down to the last leg, I'll probably hedge it like I did last week, because I lost that parlay because I can't remember, man, their names are the Whitaker versus DeRitter fight. I lost that because DeRitter had one more significant strike than Whitaker did. So that was unfortunate to lose that like that. So those are my picks for UFC Fight Night, Taira versus Park. I do have one bonus parlay that I'd like to give out. If anyone's interested in a complete long shot, it's 5 fights to end by unanimous decision. You can play this on DraftKings, and the 5 fights are Nakamura versus Fletcher, Magny versus Dos Santos. Then we've got next one would be Estevan versus Bunez, Rosa versus Cornhole, and we've got Rodriguez versus Souza. I'm not sure if I already said that. And that's it. Those 5 fights to end by unanimous decision come out to a plus 2,300. Sorry for the video the way that I did it. I thought I uploaded everything and I forgot to do a couple of things. I'll try and get better at that and sew that up next week. But I hope everybody cashes some tickets. If you have any questions, please leave them in the chat. And I hope that everyone has a great weekend.